Everybody, welcome back to Jimmy Is Promo, and today I'm going to show you guys a secret trick that you're able to turn your Samsung Galaxy smartphone and unlock it and put it into tablet mode. So tablet mode just basically allows you to interact with applications just a little bit different. So as example, let's say you go inside of the Samsung internet, you're going to see that your tabs are down here on the bottom inside of this little area. You tap that and then you're able to switch between the different tabs. But on tablet mode or even on your laptop or PC, you notice that your tabs are usually on the top that you can tap to switch between them, very easily. Another area that can change will be inside of text messaging. So for example, on tablet mode, all of your conversations are on the left-hand side. And then when you tap on the conversation, your entire conversation thread is on the right-hand side. And then you're able to, switch between different conversations on the left side, and you can read what you're talking about on the right side. So I'm going to show you exactly how you're able to get this done. Now, the one thing you do want to keep in mind is that we'll be unlocking developer options. And when you go to change this setting, you want to make sure you take a screenshot before you make changes. So this way, if you ever want to revert back to your normal mobile view on your Samsung phone, you want to make sure that you put in those exact numbers. So it's actually very simple to do. You go inside of your settings and you're going to first unlock developer options by going inside of About Phone. Now, once inside of About Phone, you want to go inside of Software Information. And then here, this is where you want to tap on build number 7 times. Now, once you have it unlocked, you want to go back to Screens. And then on the very bottom, you can see here, you have your developer options. So I'm going to scroll on down, and the area that you want to find is right underneath all of those animation scales. So if you change your window animation scale, transition animation scale, the animator duration scale, what you want to find is this one right here. It's called minimum width. Now, right here off the get-go, we're sitting at 360 dp on this phone in particular. Now, this is the Galaxy S23 Ultra. So to make sure I don't forget it, I'm just going to take a screenshot. So if I wanted to revert back to my normal smartphone ratio, you're just going to put in this number again. Now, in order to turn this into tablet mode, you just have to make this number larger. So I originally went with double the number. So I went to 720, but it kind of made a few things a little too small. So basically, I'm just going to go with 700. So this is where, if you ever want to go back into your original smartphone view, the mobile view, you just want to go right back inside of that setting right here again. And then you just want to tap here and switch this back to 360. Now, as you can see, everything got quite a bit smaller. So all I'm going to do with this one is on the very top, I'm going to go inside of my display settings. So once you go to display, then you just want to go to font size and style. And with this one, you just want to make things, just a little bit bigger. So we're going to put it right around here. And that's really pretty much about it. And now you're basically inside of tablet mode. Now, I just want to reiterate on this point right here. I am using the Galaxy S23 Ultra. So my number right here is 360. If you use any other device, your number could be different than mine. It could be 340, or it could be 312. It could be 415, whatever it may be. Just remember what it is. Take the screenshot. So when you want to go back to the normal mobile view, you can put in the correct number of whatever it was out of the box. So now let's go into some of these applications and show you how they completely change. So let's say we go inside of internet. Now you can tell that that little bar that was on the bottom is now on the very top, and it just looks more like a tablet view mode. And all you have to do is just switch between your different tabs on the very top. It's actually pretty cool. Even inside of your settings on the top right-hand side, when you go inside of it, you're going to notice that there's even like a desktop site. So if you want it to look even more like a desktop, you could. But again, I'm just showing you off that you're able to put your smartphone into a tablet mode. So how about we go inside of another one? This is just normal Google Messages. So here's all my conversations on the left-hand side. And then this is the thread of this conversation sitting right here. So it's pretty fun that you're able to, again, have all of the threads of all the different conversations on the left. But then what you're going to have over here on the right-hand side is the conversation itself. It's pretty cool. And then when you open up, let's say the keyboard, you're going to see that your conversation kind of moves up a little bit, and then your keyboard's going to pop up as normal. Now, if I went through some of my settings right here, I'd be able to have it as like a floating keyboard. I can have it as the split keyboard. This is just like as normal from before. It just kind of depends on how you want it to kind of be set up, if you want it to be split or not split. So it's also pretty cool that within here, I'd be able to press and hold on some of these conversations, and I can hit delete and it gets rid of all of those threads. Very, very simple and very quick. Now take a look at a few more things on the phone inside of tablet mode. When you go inside of the Google search, it's pretty cool. You have your Discover, Search, and Collections on the very top. And then instead of you just seeing one article here, one article here, one article here, at any given point, you only see 2 or 3. Now they actually have 2 of them sitting right next to each other. So this way you can see 6 different news stories, on the one screen at the exact same time, or even more when they kind of get, scattered and staggered like this. So it's pretty fun to see the differences of how your phone interacts a little bit differently than what a tablet does. And then the same thing when it comes down to Gmail, you're going to have your emails on the left-hand side. When you tap on any of these, then the conversation will open up on the right-hand side. And then when you open up the gallery, what you're going to notice is, especially when you're inside of albums, and let's say that you tap on pretty much any of these, you're going to see your albums on the left-hand side that you can scroll through, take a glance at. You can switch it as well. And then this way you'd be able to have, pretty much everything over here within inside of this little category that's going to be over here on the right-hand side. And then I already showed you the internet up here, but now let's take a look at Google Chrome. So if you're someone who uses Google Chrome, it does the exact same thing right up over here. So then this way you'd be able to see your tabs on the top rather than them being somewhere else. If you want to see, pretty much what, maybe Instagram looks like, it's going to be almost the exact same thing. Just everything is just a little bit smaller and pretty much the exact same when it comes down to Twitter. Everything pretty much looks a little bit smaller as well. Set up just whatever it would look like when it comes down to if you were to use a tablet, which I will have to say, this one looks a little bit different than what it does on the normal mobile version of Twitter. So now if you ever just want to revert everything right on back, all you'd have to do is go right back inside of your developer options. Then you're going to scroll down, past where it says all of those animation scales. Here's your minimum width. So for this one, again, originally we started off as 360. First time I did it was 720. So it was easier for me to remember because at that point I didn't take a screenshot, but it was just easier to take a screenshot to make sure you didn't forget it. So instead of doing 720, I did 700. It still did the same effect, but it made the screen just a little bit larger. And as you remember, we did go through the display settings because we wanted to make it just a little bit larger. So all you have to do is go back into your screen size, font size, whatever the case. You bring it right on down and you are back to normal with your normal, mobile version of everything. Here we are back down here. We got the tabs on the bottom. Same thing with, Google Chrome. The tabs are right back up on the top. Same thing with the messaging. It goes right back to normal. Same thing when it comes down to the Google application right here. It goes right back to normal as well. So it's one of those cool things you're able to do. You can play with it. See if you love it. Maybe you like it better. If you don't, turn it right back to where it was from before. Just make sure you remember whatever that number is. Now, if you have a different phone than mine, your number could be different than that 360. You could be 350, could be, 280. It could be 415, whatever you may be. Make sure you put it right back to where it was to begin with. But hopefully you guys appreciated this video. It's a cool little trick you'd be able to do. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.